If I had a time machine and I could go back to when my business first started, I would have a lot to say to past me. Spoiler alert, it's a bit more than if you paint it, they will come. It doesn't work like that. So if you're thinking about starting an art business or you've already started, these are 5 things that I've found out that I wish I knew when I first started. Number 1, building an art business is 85 to 90% not painting. I thought I'd be painting all the time, but it turns out that I spend a lot of time on things like marketing, fixing tech stuff, building a website, and a whole heap of other things that I never expected. Creating art and building an art business are 2 very, very, very different skill sets, and you just don't know. So it turns out that having an art business is also being a marketer, being an admin person, being a business owner, and also creating your art. Not to mention going and putting it into exhibitions and everything like that. So it's a lot more than just painting. Number 2, social media is a necessary evil. Well, depends whether evil's the right word or not. You know what I mean. Anyway, you don't have to be on every platform, but you do need to be somewhere, because if people can't see you, they can't buy from you. So they need to know where you are and what you're doing. I resisted social media at first, but it turns out that it's actually free visibility and it's really quite powerful. So even if you don't necessarily like it, putting yourself out there and showing your art is a good thing to do. Using social media is much more powerful than just hoping people stumble on your website. You need to get them there somehow, and that's a great way. But the trick with social media is to make it work for you instead of you working for it. So you need to find ways that will actually work for you in the long run. And the way that you set it up will be the most important thing to make sure that you don't get burnt out. Pricing art is a headache, and it's okay just to start small. So I spent so much time panicking over whether my prices were too low, too high, not right, and it was just a waste of my time, really. What I wish I knew? Pricing is an evolution. So it's okay to start low and raise your prices. There are ways of doing that, and I'll probably talk about that at some point in the future. But those people that are bargain hunters and looking for cheapo art, they're not your people. So wait around to get the ones that you really need and the ones that are looking for your kind of art and will really resonate with you. They're your people, they're your tribe. Be confident when you price, and also be consistent. So if you charge $75 for a small piece one week, don't make it $120 the next week or $25 the next week. Keep it the same until you get to the point when you're selling out, and then you know that it's time to start raising your prices. Number 4, the first version of everything you do is probably going to be a disaster. Your first website, messy. Your first Instagram post, terrible. Your first Instagram reel, scary and terrible. And like this, my first YouTube post, terrible. But at least I'm doing it. So the most important thing is that you get out there and try things and keep going, because it doesn't matter how bad they are at the start. You're probably not going to have anyone looking anyway. And even if you do, they might think it's funny, and it could be a good thing for you. So don't worry about it, just do it. Every bad first version is a step on the way to improvement. And as long as you just kind of have a look at it and go, oh, I wish I'd done that, and I wish I'd done that, and you put that into practice in your next one, then you'll make improvements every time, and it will be fantastic, eventually. Lastly, and number 5, there is no right way to do this. Everybody does their art businesses differently. Some artists do commissions, some don't. Some do art fairs, some don't. Some do prints, some do originals, some do a combination of everything. It really doesn't matter. The most important thing is that you do your business your way and the way that works for you. So if you only want to sell originals, only sell originals. If you want to sell originals and have other sources of income, then do that. Or if you only want to sell prints and keep all your originals, do that. Doesn't matter. The most important thing is that it works for you and you feel comfortable with it. So if you're an artist just starting out and thinking about running an art business, or you're running an art business and you've been doing it for a little while, just know this: it's not simple, it's messy, it's unpredictable, but it's a fantastic adventure and it's not something to be afraid of doing. And you also need to know that it doesn't have to happen in a hurry. You don't have to have everything up and going within 2 seconds flat. Take it slow, do the things that you find easy, get going, and eventually everything will fall into place for you. It'll be great. If you want more insights, behind the scenes chaos, which happens all the time, and real talk about running an art business, then hit subscribe and stick around. I think we'll have a great time.